feels weird talking to a camera by myself, because it kind of feels like everyone in the world is listening, you know? And I'm just talking to myself, really. Yeah, I think I wanna do this more. I wanna talk about things more to wherever it might be, even if no one sees it. Number one, I think I need a good therapist, but number two, I didn't say anything on any social media about my 2022, or I didn't like reflect on it at all on any of my social media platforms, which I only do a year in review sometimes. And I think last year I posted on my Instagram story like a bunch of Snapchats, or maybe I think I did that for like a semester or something. But either way, I don't really do that or touch on that often. It's weird thinking back to the beginning of 2022 because it feels like a totally separate year from the end of it. When I was thinking back about what I would include in a 2022 recap, it didn't even cross my mind the stuff at the beginning of the year. Just the end of it. Because it's ended a lot better than it began, but it felt like there was a new year in the middle of it. I think I want to reflect and think about just what I did for myself in 2022, which I did a lot of things for myself in 2022, and I spent it with some good people and some other people that weren't so good for me, but that's okay. I learned from everything. As much as a lot of everything hurt, I learned from it, but I still just don't. I feel like and I've said this before this year, but I still feel like I'm just at the bottom of this like hill, you know. But in contrary to what I was feeling near the end of the first half of the year, I feel like I'm going up the hill again. Not so much just stuck in this valley of darkness and sadness and not good things. Also, it's hard because you have to kind of look back, and it's hard to see how you treated people, or maybe how there was a lack thereof of treatment and talking to people and connecting with people you should have connected with more because of how you were feeling. And it's hard to not be mad at yourself for how you were feeling. Like, well, why didn't I just do something about it so I could have been better to the people I love? But it's hard, and you have to give yourself grace, which I say that, but it's really hard to give myself grace about a lot of things and a lot of ways I was. But it really does feel like a new year, weirdly. It never truly has before, but now I feel like I want to do better about including these people in my life, or including a lot of people in my life that I might have shut out in a time of sadness. And not shut out like on purpose, but it's just, if you're in a season of badness and darkness, you don't really want to let those people in subconsciously, because it's hard. And I've always said this, but I know the people that love me will love me even when I'm not a ball of sunshine and happiness. But it's still hard to keep with you all the time and understand that birds. You can say it as much as you want, but it's hard to really believe that they will love you in those bad times, especially when you're in them. I never had felt that before, but you really do almost feel unlovable, even though you know they're gonna love you, but it's hard to feel it. And I wanted to record this because the sun was nice, and it always comes in. It comes in right in that window. That's why I filmed it. It's about like an hour from sunset, and it is just so bright because it reflects right off the water, and it's just this like runway of sunlight on the water, and it makes everything so bright and so just... I think this is my favorite time of day because, I mean, it's about to get dark, so it kind of feels almost dark, but there's this giant bright runway of sun, which kind of feels like what this year is hopefully gonna be that brightness, because this feeling of like the sun and the brightness right now is like, it's how I'm feeling about this year. And even if I'm not in the best place right now, I really do feel like I can get there this year, and I can be better to the people I love by being way better to myself. I had never grasped the capacity that I, like, you know, you always say it, you're like, oh, you have to love yourself where you love other people. I don't know, I never got it until you go through it, when you really aren't taking care of yourself for the first time. And you realize, you're like, wow, it really does affect the people around me. I hope it was focused that whole time. But yeah, I don't know, and I think I did YouTube with my friends and did silly videos because I love making videos. I love it. And that's where it started, really, was like playing with iMovie and doing silly videos on YouTube. I hate that I deleted them. I hate that I deleted them, because I deleted, number one, Avery and I, the science guy. Number two, I deleted me and Dara's video about, it was like, what's that body part challenge, and you blindfold each other and just like touch your hand, or it was so silly. But I remember that video got like 1,000 views or something, or like 3,000 maybe, and I was like so excited. I was like, oh my god, like I wish I wouldn't have deleted them, because I went through that like end of middle school, high school phase of being embarrassed, and I was like, oh, no one can see those, no one can see them. So I deleted them, but might as well use that fun and light that I used to have for it to restart again. And who knows if I'll keep doing this for YouTube, but I used to say I wanted to be a motivational, actually I never told anyone that. I can't even say that, I never said it out loud, but I always just thought I could be like a motivational speaker, or I wanted to. And maybe this will be my way of fulfilling that little itch inside of me. I have way too many little stupid silly metaphors for life things that I don't know, I just want to tell people because they help me. That's what this year is about too. I want to let all my little pieces of advice help me, because I have never really done that before until the end of this year. And I want to keep that going, and I want to learn from other people even more. So I just went back and watched, because my camera died, and number one, my bangs were messed up the entire time. They still could be now, who knows. Number two, I look so, I've always said this, my eyes are so downturned and I look really sad, like just when I'm like sitting there, like when I would like turn to the side in the video, I looked like I was like mourning, like I'm sorry, like this is hopeful and happy and good, a little melancholy, but good and hopeful and happy. But yeah, I think I talked about what I wanted to talk about. This year's been very hard overall. It's what I didn't say. And I think that's something that's hard to admit to myself, because I have a hard time having a hard time with things. I like to be good at everything I do. And sometimes that's a really bad fault when you're not good at like taking care of yourself and your own mental health. This year has been very, very difficult mentally for me. But like I said, I see myself going up the hill now instead of just stuck in this bad dark valley. The sun is setting now, or it's already set, but it's pink and pretty. Thanks for listening, if you listened, and hopefully I'll do this again sometime. Maybe I can like sit down with some tea next time. I love tea. Maybe we'll have a little tea time. But yeah, that was my 2022. I'm very, very begrudgingly saying thank you to 2022, because it was almost bad, but that optimist to a fault inside of me says that it wasn't. And even though it was hard and a little traumatizing at times, I will be better because of it. So I hope that you all had a great 2022, and I will talk to you later.